What's up, everybody? I'm the Mana Dork. I don't have a catchphrase, but what I do have is another standard 8 rare deck for you. Today, our starting point is Sage of the Skies from the new set. 2 and a white for a 2/3 human monk. When we cast this spell, if we've cast another spell this turn, we copy this spell. The copy becomes a token, so we will wind up with 2 copies of the 2/3 creature. He's also got flying and lifelink. So what we're going to do is try and set up situations where we're playing him as a second spell in a turn, as well as doing the 2-spell thing to trigger Cori Mountain Stalwart. 1 a red and a white for a 3/3 human monk who's got a flurry ability. So the flurry ability will trigger whenever we play our second spell of a turn. And his flurry ability says whenever we cast our second spell, he deals 2 damage to each opponent, and we gain 2 life. So as I said, we're going to try and set up situations where we've got 2 spells in a turn. The easiest way is going to be with the Discover mechanic. So we've got 4 copies of Etali's Favor, 4 Geological Appraiser, 3 Trumpeting Carnosaur. And that's going to let us play a thing and then, discover into something else. Hopefully a Sage of the Skies. But if we've got the Stalwart out, whatever is fine. He'll be happy seeing any spell. As well as just getting 2 spells off of 1 card is a good deal to begin with. Now we got a couple other ways to double spell. We got 4 copies of Cunning Coyote, who we can plot on turn 2. And then bring him out turn 3 after we've gotten out the Stalwart or before we cast the Sage. We've also got 4 copies of Wrenn's Resolve to help us set up situations where we've got 2 spells available to us. You got a little bit of removal in 4 Burst Lightning and 4 Lightning Helix. This is also going to give us a little bit of extra reach between, the initial creatures getting through. Then a few more from the Stalwart. We're easily going to get them down to the lower single digits, and these will help close out games. Fueling it all, we've got 8 planes, 1 copy of Cori Mountain Monastery from the new set. It's a land that taps for red, enters tapped unless we control the plains or an island, and we can pay 3 in a red and tap it to exile the top card of our library. Until the end of our next turn, we can play that card. So if we wind up in a late game situation where we are struggling to get a second spell, or struggling to have, cards in general, we're going to be able to activate this during the opponent's end step, carry the card over to our turn, and be able to cast it along with whatever else. The rest of our lands are going to be 10 mountains, 2 Abraded Bluff, 4 Wind-Scarred Crag, and that's the deck. All right, I'm going to go find an opponent. That'll give you a chance to find the like and subscribe, and I'll see you over there. All right, we'll try this one. No third land, but we've got the Resolve to get us there. They give us a hello, so we'll give 1 back. We'll play a land. We drew a land so we can hold our Resolve for something other than getting that mana. Do something a little more important with it. Get out a Stalwart. They chart a course. Put a Favor over here. Run into our Sage. All the benefits of the second spell. We'll get in for 4. They dispersal it. But that's fine, it's already done its job. See what they've got in the bin. They do have the Omniscience. Try for an Appraiser. We get a Stalwart. Try and get in for 4, which we do. Tick up their blast zone. Chart that course. All right, so the question becomes, how do we trigger our second spell? What is going to give us the best options? And I think because of the dispersal, we do not want to do the favor. We could resolve, get a land, and sage, but that's not going to do anything immediate, and the resolve might not hit. So I think the right answer is to appraisal here. Burst Lightning seems like a reasonable pull. And they scoop because that's going to be 2 from the burst, 2 from the Cori, and then 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in combat damage, and that's going to be our 14. All right, we can try this one. Start off with the Bluffs. Duress, and they're going to get our Helix. Bluffs number 2. Sleight of hand. I have to get rid of one of you. Make a Crag. What do you got, opponent? There's the third land. We got an Annex. All right. We're going to go down to 16. We will appraise. Yeah, no reason. I don't think we're going to have any small creatures to deal with. And I've got a plan for what we're doing next turn with all of our manas. Unless they make us discard a card. Cut down that thing. And they got an opt. They got a lot of game actions going. All right. So we'll set up a couple cards with the resolve. Make a pair of sages. They go into 6/6 mode, which is certainly something they can do. Attack with everybody. They're going to block 1, but we still get through for 2. Helix, is not going to kill that. Yes, I know if I would have had the burst lightning there, I would have had the 4, but then I wouldn't have been able to do it the same turn. Oh, every time we play a spell, we lose 5 life. That's crazy for me. Alright. See what we can come up with. We will discard a card. Land drop. No attacks. Bandit's talent number 2. We have nothing to discard, but they do get to level it up. Alright, we're going to give it to them. They got us. We like this very much. It's going to let us plot the Coyote on 2. Stalwart on 3, and then drop the Coyote into play. And if we get another land, we'll be able to follow that up with the Appraiser. And there's the other land. So let's see if it plays out as we scripted it. Take 1. Try a Stalwart. Try a Coyote. And they've got to go for the throat, but we still get to hit him for 2 and then swing over for 2. Grim Bauble to get rid of our guy. In for 1. So the question is, do we plot, save the sage for next turn? No, we'll just try for the Appraiser. That uses our mana better. I'm going to hit the face because I'm not worried about the 1-drop in play. But then the other thing that that line does is if we draw the untapped land, we're able to just Coyote into the Sage naturally. They discount and bounce both their things. Replay the Grim Bauble and get rid of our guy. In the case of the Filched Falcon. And the Freebooter. Let's try for another one of these. Stalwart. And they've had enough. You can keep this one. Hearthfire Hero. Let's get him out of here before he does too much damage. Figuratively and literally. Hero number 2. He goes up to 5. Get rid of him before he causes too much more damage. And we wind up at 13. Manifold Mouse it is. I have to play a single version of the Sage. A little life link. Here are some extra abilities here. Play that guy. And we'll get in for 3. Slick shot. You got it. Alright. We can't risk them taking us out this turn. So we're going to have to eat up some of the damage. So burst lightning. And a burst lightning. And we go to 7. Oh, and they got us. Good job, opponent. We will keep this one every time. A little heavier on lands than we would like, but we've got the Coyote Stalwart plan lined up. And we've even got the burst lightnings to help ensure that we get our second spell the turns after. Let's make a Stalwart. Make a Coyote. Binding. Alright. That's acceptable. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. There's a Beanstalk. We'll get in for 5. Lockdown. It's going to be silly if we went off a triple burst. That might be what happens here. See what they've got. That's a Beanstalk. Another Overlord. They're tapped out, so I think we got them. One more kicked lightning, and there we go. And that's the deck. Fairly happy with it. We wound up going 6 and 4 while recording for this video. However, in playtesting, our percentage was actually a bit higher. So I'm not sure which one is the fluke and which one is the true representation. Deck did a lot of working the way that we wanted it to. We did have a couple missteps, but we did get a lot of Stalwart triggers. We did get a lot of double sages. Trumpeting Carnosaur didn't come up so much, so I'm still not sure how to evaluate him, but I think he is the right choice. But yeah, overall I was happy with it. So if you're still here, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and watch me play some games. Feel free to leave a comment if you like what you saw, or if there's anything you'd like to see me do differently. Don't forget to like the subscribe and button the smash, or whatever it is you do to show that you appreciate the video. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.